and blessings, and welcome to episode number 58 of the No Filter Show. And on today's episode, I would like to discuss eloquent ebonics, also known as a clever play on words, also known as every language got a case of the ebonics. You know, all my life, I've had people in different environments give comments in regards to my vernacular. Growing up in Louisiana for a short spell, then coming back to California, people talked about words that I used, such as, instead of VCR, VCR. Instead of burned, it's burnt or point. After every sentence, we use the word che, kind of like a oxy adjective. Like, boy, you better watch your mouth before she slap it off like Daffy Duck beat che. Moving back to California, learning the lingo of East Oakland, California, I was able to pick up a degree by default in eloquent ebonics, courtesy of School of Hard Knocks. Now, don't get me wrong, baby. I don't judge people according to their vernacular. I judge them according to their actions and their delivery of such. So when I'm in different environments, mainly corporate environments, over and over again, I hear little jabs being thrown at those that speak eloquent ebonics. Well, I've got news for you. You do realize that the English language is literally ebonics. The English language is one of the newest languages on the planet. The English language is derived from other languages, such as Latin. Thank you, Spain. Such as English. Thank you, Englishmen. Some of our words actually come from Mexico and South America. Hell, some of our states and cities are named after places or derived from Mexico. For an example, San Fernando, San Jose, San Francisco, San Leandro, Mexicali, El Centro. So when I hear Americans, which again is a country and a melting pot of different cultures and races, talk about someone speaking with a dialect or eloquent ebonics, kind of makes me think they kind of off a little bit. And the crazy part about it is if you look at the examples that are given and you still feel the way you feel, man. If I was Creole and I spoke with a little bit of French in my accent, you'd be like, oh, they're Creole. If I come from another country, like China, Japan, Australia, Africa, Russia, Czechoslovakia, Sweden, and I speak with a dialect, people will say, oh, where are you from? I can hear it in your dialect. But when Chaz ass have a conversation when in a comfortable environment, the first thing people want to ask or assume is that I live in a hood. Now, I grew up there, and I'm damn proud of it. Because unlike some of you all that have been gifted or inherited things, or were raised with a silver spoon in your mouth, despite all of your advancements and opportunities, financially, we're on the same playing field. How you like those apples? I'm at the grocery store, and behind me in the checkout is someone I hadn't seen in like 15 to 16 years. I didn't treat him no different than I did 15 to 16 years ago, meaning the same respect and dignity was given unto this man. Now, when he started speaking in his lingo and language, others around us automatically gave stank face. Now, as I'm observing the way people were looking at him because of his dialect and vernacular and grammar, I became even more intrigued. So I started giving that Dan Rather look like I was really involved in what he was saying. You don't say. Don't get it twisted. Eloquent ebonics is my comfort language. I do speak fluent Grey Poupon and Carlton Banks. So in the middle of the conversation, OG was like, so I'm on my way to the crib, aka the hut, and I ran into this chick that was stacked. I mean, she had cakes. And I was trying to get a little Squidward in Bikini Bottoms, but word on the street was that she was cracked and she was trying to give people Krabby Patties. I ain't trying to get my Patrick dirty. You know, I'm after that cheese, aka that dough. She gonna turn around and look at me, old hood rat, saying how broke I am. Family, I told her I'm lit. She almost made me wanna go ham. Got the nerves to call me a sucker. I said, man, I am not no jackass. I told her I ain't about to flip over nothing for you. It's time for me to maybe bounce. You must got me twisted. I so thought it was going down, but she tried to play me for a dummy. Shit, I ain't tripping. She can continue to be who she is. I'ma continue to be who I am. Shit, a hush and a look of confusion all over the faces paying attention to us. Cause I purposely was giving them the Carlton Banks, but was deeply intrigued and involved in the conversation as if I was speaking the same lingo he was. So as I'm leaving the store, a gentleman being nosy with his gooseneck ass, paying attention to our conversation. Good evening, sir. I'm like, good evening. My gosh, I couldn't understand a word that he said. I said, dig this, hope you can feel where I'm coming from. I am bilingual. I speak eloquent Ebonics and I speak grammatically correct English. Now, let's get down to Pete Rock. In my opinion, one of the greatest producers. The way that Pete Rock put his melodies together, it just puts you in this soulful vibe. Soul brother. Not to mention, Pete Rock is a dope lyricist. How many of you guys remember the creator?
It's time to dip, dive, dip. You might break your hip to the sound that's legit. I come to make a hit.
Those of us that grew up in the golden era had the wonderful opportunity to experience dope production and lyricists combined. Now, Pete Rock's catalog is ridiculously large. I highly recommend that you guys spend some time researching the encyclopedia of Pete Rock. I remember being on the West Coast, one of my favorite Pete Rock tracks that got me really opening my eyes to who Pete Rock was as a youngster.
Bust it off. Lick shot one time for the Macadon. And the soul brother number one. The job is done with the YG Menace Society.
On a soundtrack full of gangster rap, Pete Rock dug deep in his bag and pulled out one of the dopest songs on that album. I mean, Pete Rock's ability to be able to deliver a plethora of beats, and all the beats have their own signature sound, but you know it's Pete Rock because you feel it in your soul. Again, Pete Rock, thank you so much for your contribution to hip-hop, and thank you so much for having such a heavy influence on your boy. And hopefully you hear this track. Without further ado, lyrics by C-Keys, production by Pete Rock, baby. The No Filter Show, episode number 58. Woo! Yeah, baby. Shout out to Pete Rock. I own no rights to this beat, but I was feeling it when I came up with this concept. Salute. It's your boy C-Keys, the keys, the keys. It's your boy C-Keys, the C-Keys, I met this chicken on the strip, yeah, this chick was the bomb. I mean, this woman was bad and had me losing my calm. She was a bad bitch, wood tree stump of a log, the type of Barbie doll you co-sign all up on your blog. She was an African, American, Mexican, Chiquita, emoji, banana, I give a beat, stuffing up a heater, hot dog, a ballpark, customary greeting from Hallmark, came out for the jelly from Walmart, walnuts, bust from the shotgun, after I pop one, she turned a javelin to a sawdog, showing it's the tissue she issued because she's so soft, looking like a nerve in a creep, it's such a turn on, like Mike switch real quick, give her the strong arm, Wyatt stormed the rubbing so hard, lit off the smoke alarms, high on cloud nine, don't ask us what we talking on, worry about your broken home and focus on stroking on. We were bucking like some animals. It ain't even hump day. Play the game of camels. Wanna play cannibal? Ask for my pistachios. Open bag of trail mix and nutted on her camel toe. Yeah, nutted on her camel toe. Yeah, I nutted on her.